one of the things I forgot to mention when we were doing transmit was the frequency is adjusted with the variable capacitor just there. I did brush over it at the beginning, but I didn't actually do it in front of you, so it was just a bit low on frequency, which is to be expected for a 30-year-old set. Now, starting the alignment of the receiver, it's already doing 1 microvolt, which is fair enough. What I've had to do is to put my crocodile clip to the speaker connector and then onto my normal 3.5mm jack plug, with it being a DIN plug. We're not kind of geared up to do DINs in this particular on this particular workbench. It's a matter of where to start on the receiver. Well, clearly we're going to start there. I'll just pop the tone off so the standard meter can work easier. Although it has a notch filter in it, it's fighting it. I'm just working along those. Gained a little bit. These look like the IF. I'm being very careful with these. I'd hate this to be one of those sets that needs a sweep generator. And we just don't have one set up conveniently. And presumably that one. I'll just check that isn't the detector, because it made an interesting kind of noise. No. I'll just drop that back down where it was. And well, the one I thought was the detector is that one there on its little own. So we've set the generator to S9, 100 microvolts. And that looks like it's correct. Okay, so that's 1 microvolt. 0.2, 0.15. It's virtually off the scale. It's working very well indeed. Right, we'll drop the volume. I'll just check the squelch works properly. So I'll turn the signal generator off. Advance the squelch control. Switch the signal generator back on. It comes straight back in. Set the squelch to full. I want more strength on the squelch than that. That's only 1 microvolt. So looking at my diagram here, it's the preset there on its own to the right. No, it's not very easy here. I've set this internal control now to 4. Just check it's not dirty. It's a bit oversensitive, to be honest. It's coming in at only 3 microvolts. So It's a bit. If you lived in a town and there was a lot of residual background noise, you wouldn't be able to squelch that out. Right, so we'll set the S meter, and we'll set up an S9 signal. Okay, the signal meter control is actually hidden right down at the front, between the wiring harness and I'll just set that up right now. I was beginning to think there wasn't one, and then I spotted it on the circuit. There we go, that now does what you'd expect. Okay. So NRC is labelled there, seems to work in conjunction with the squelch. Noise reduction, I don't know what it stands for. And the final preset we were stuck with, which is down here, is labelled ALC. And looking at where it is in the circuit diagram, it's in the microphone preamplifier and speech tailoring circuit. So it's part of a speech processor arrangement, and I would think it really does stand for automatic level control. So you've got an automatic level control and a deviation control to manipulate, and I think we've set that up nicely. And I think that covers everything there is to do on it. So quite a difficult set to work your way around. So we've got a circuit. There's nothing labelled inside the set easily, apart from a few little hints like the presets being labelled. But unfortunately, none of the coils were labelled. One of the things I did notice is both the power regulator transistor here and the power output transistor for the transmitter there weren't bolted down very tightly. And of course, you're not going to dissipate the heat, and then it's going to start malfunctioning when it's in use. Now, I mean, I don't know why this has come in for service. Again, as ever, there's no ticket. I expect it's come from another dealer somewhere. I haven't looked at the card for that bit. So you set them up as best you can. The only disappointment on this is I would have liked to have had more than the 3.1 watt out of it than we've got. But as I say, the test equipment is absolutely spot on, and I've said many times before that 3 watts on our system is probably 5 watts on a typical CB enthusiast test meter. So I know we're in the right ballpark there. So that's it. That's the Grandstand Bluebird. Very unusual set. Very nice quality build. Very strange. Next thing, we'll put it on the air and see how strange it sounds.